In today's class, we are going to find the complementary function of a differential equation. Okay, so we start with a differential equation d square y by dt square minus 4 into dy by dt plus 4y is equal to 0. Okay, so you have a differential equation. So in some question, it will be given as capital D, or we have to change the small d's to capital D. So the very first step is you have to make d by dt as capital D. Okay, so it will be d square y minus 4 into dy plus 4y is equal to 0. Okay, so finding the complementary function, your right hand side should be equal to 0. Then only you can find your complementary function. So in all the three terms, you can see that y is common. So that y can be taken outside. So it is d square minus 4d plus 4 into y is equal to 0. Okay, so generally what we are doing is we are solving the differential equation. Okay, so on solving the differential equation, what we get is we get this y. Okay, that is what we are going to find. Since the right hand side is equal to 0, it is enough if we find the complementary function to give the complete solution. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to find y. So for that, we have to take d as m. So replacing d as m is called as auxiliary equation. Okay, just writing it as a quadratic equation, removing the y's too. Okay, so here it will be m square minus 4m plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so now you can see that you don't have these, everything is in terms of m. So now what we are going to find is, we are going to find the root for the equation. So how do you find the root is, in this problem, the product, whatever is in the last for the quadratic equation is a product. Okay, so the product of two numbers should be 4 and the sum of two numbers should be minus 4. So you have to choose two numbers such that the product is 4 and the sum is minus 4. Okay, so obviously it is minus 2 into minus 2. So when I add minus 2 and minus 2, it will become minus 4. When I multiply it, I'll get 4. Okay, so the roots are minus 2 and minus 2. You'll write it as m minus 2 into m minus 2 is equal to 0, or m is equal to 2 comma 2. Okay, you can see that the roots, the value for your m are equal. Okay, so according to the cases which we saw earlier, if the roots are real but if they are same, means how do you write your complementary function is, you'll write it as y is equal to c1 plus c2 into x, that is how much ever repetition you're having, that much ever x powers will increase with the constant. Okay, so here only 2, so it is c1 plus c2x, the whole thing into e power mx or m1x, which is nothing but 2x. Okay, so here in this case, since your right hand side is 0, this complementary function will be your complete solution. Okay, so your complete solution would be y is equal to c1 plus c2x into e raised to 2x.